Nowadays, the volume of records keeps increasing day by day, which is caused by the huge growth in the amount of information they receive by both the government and the private sector. By that, consistency in records management is critical, regardless of whether the resources are numerous or limited. Record management is the systematic and structured management of all records throughout their life cycle. The control organization must control the records management process, including how the records are created, received, organized, registered, kept and retrieved, retained, deleted, or preserved permanently. Besides, records must be controlled systematically and consistently through their lifestyle, whether they are inactive, active, formal, or informal. During the time that the records are stored, they must be retained in the top condition. Each record has a unique technique of being kept up to date. So, record preservation is an important step in the records management process. After that, preservation is an essential component of records program overall operation. The importance of records preservation is to avoid any negative effects on the condition of the records. For example, lost pages over time, rust from paper clips, improper storage boxes, and also exposure to harmful elements.
This is the background. Records are documents that capture operation or individual and serve as a proof of transaction or activity. There are two types of record, which are physical record and digital record. Physical record stored in a tangible file and real storage, while digital record stored in a server on a computer. Preservation means the act of extending the useful life of record.
Let's look at the problems and issues. Records are exclusively unique and irreplaceable, and the preservation is a way by which records are accessed and is a key component of records management. However, records preservation has become a serious issue for the information society in terms of ensuring their longevity and accessibility across the time. Among the problems and issues relating to the preservation of records are poor handling of records, mishandling, unstable environmental conditions, obsolete technology, and disaster have caused the paper-based or materials records are vulnerable to the damage. The next is the risk of disaster, such as risk of flood, has become most of the serious threats to the safety and the preservation of government records. The organizations are also more vulnerable to the disaster due to the lack of resources, such as lack of funds for facility maintenance, lack of training and education on staff on disaster preparedness and record keeping. The third is lack of funding. Insufficient of funding has caused the preservation and management of special records such as AV materials and electronic records are jeopardized. The issue is the backlog of undigitized records and the technological obsolescence. The backlog of undigitized records that are still kept in the hard copies has become a big issue, and the growth of the technological hardware and software as a new system also become issue in terms of their longevity. Next, lack of necessary equipment to monitor environmental conditions can have a negative impact on lifespan of records. For example, direct sunlight has caused AV records are prone to the color fading. Security risk also has become issues in the preservation of records. This is because the lack of awareness and capability of defending against security risk, disaster recovery capability, and understanding of electronic records characteristics has affected the physical security and information security level of electronic records. And as a consequence, loss, damage, and divulgence of records are emerged. Last issue is the lack awareness among the staff. Inadequate preservation, training, education, and awareness among both staff and users in the preservation of electronic records may delay the benefit in the preservation of archival heritage.
The first suggestion is about temperature and relative humidity environment control. According to the Wilson 2015, for the paper-based record, the suitable temperature is about 65 to 72 Fahrenheit, and for relative humidity, level should be about 20%. Together 2001 state that the preservation should be focused on the building physics and guarantee the temperatures and relative humidity are kept within the safe levels. It's developing the system and preparedness management. According to a study by Hayatun 2021, disaster preparedness refers to all the steps that must be taken to be prepared and minimize the effect of disaster on business operations. A study also suggests that officers and record managers should build a framework of disaster management as well as having disaster recovery facilities. The third suggestion is implements the preservation policies. A study by Enfood 2013 indicates that regardless of the size of the collection or organization, a preservation policy is an important part of the collection management system. Comment IMR 2020 also states that a preservation policy is useful for the ensuring the long-term preservation of audiovisual resources. Number 4 is digitalization of records. According to the Census 2014, converting paper-based records to electronic record format has many advantages, such as more security, maximum usage, time savings, and money savings. Rahman and Moswood 2020 state that digitalization can be implemented as a strategy for enhancing the preservation and management of audiovisual materials. Number 5 is improving the security of records. According to Ms. B 2015, it is critical for an organization to ensure the documents and archives are safeguarded against all sorts of unauthorized revisions, theft, distractions, disaster, and folio readings. According to the Donations and Bear 2019, India study revealed that to ensure computer security, every official should use complete passwords and avoid engaging in illegal online activities. Last suggestion is record management training program. According to the ACUSAS 2005, the staff need to get education to all levels such as seminar, formal training, workshops, and in-house trainings. According to the Matlala 2019, it suggests that the positive result will only be recognized once the preservation programs have been implemented and consider bringing in from other appetites to help with the digital record preservation programs.
This is the discussion. In discussion, we will discuss about new environment of document preservation, integrity in digital preservation, and digital preservation strategies. The first one is new environment of document preservation. Many documents will be unavailable in the future, so it is important to make high-quality digital practices for file preservation over time. Digital version will most likely be the sole representations of the original content. Second, integrity in digital preservation. Issues such as media deterioration, security problem, and a lack of confidence arise. This is because digital records are vulnerable to changes from original format or content. There are 3 tools that can be used to assess the authenticity and integrity of digital content, which are message digest, format validation, and digital signature. Third is digital preservation strategies. Prioritize digital record dan physical record is the first strategy that can be made. The second strategy is use hard drive like CD and DVD. However, low quality CD may degrade in 2 years. The third is migration. Migration preservation is a cost-effective method for preserving the original content.
In summary, preservation is an important part of records management because it ensures that records are accessible for a long period of time. Preservation also is essential in record management and cannot be overlooked by records employees. Finally, there is no doubt that preservation can help to extend the longevity of records. Nevertheless, if this problem is not addressed, the record may be losing their value and become unavailable in the future.